Hello friends and fans, now we will talk about how to buy a used bike without any problems and don't be scammed. It seems that it is a very simple task, but there are nuances that you need to pay attention to. First, you need to answer the question why the bike is needed, where and how you will ride it. It depends on the type of bike you are looking for. Bicycles are: a country bike is a bike that rides well both in a city and off-roads. On such bicycles often arrange races in riding on roof terrain. Next is a road bike. Road bike, a rigged bike for riding on a flat road. Off-roads and the sand you can ride this one, but on the highway it reach a very high speed. Next is a fix or track bike. Is a type of direct drive road bike. That is, if you turn the pedal forward, the bike rides forward. If you turn pedals back, it rides back. There is no free play. Initially it was designed for the track for reaching maximum speed, but recently fixes have become popular for some bikers and drive them around the city. Hybrid bike, like mine, like this one. Half MTB, half city bike. By the way, you can see a full review of this bike over there or over there by the link. Gravel. This is the road bike, but on a wide wheels. Something between a country bike and a road bike. It's suitable for long trips, and its frames usually has additional rack mounts. Cyclocross, the next one, is visually difficult to distinguish from gravel, but the geometry and feet are slightly different. It's designed for fast cross-country racings with the transition to running along with the bike. A fat bike is the bicycle with very wide wheels. It was intended for driving on the snow or sand. It less maneuverable and faster, but it will pass everywhere. Cruiser is a bike for rides in the park and for beautiful photos. These bikes have a very comfortable saddle and direct feet, so you sit like on a chair. This one should be taken by ladies for great selfies. A folding bike, the next one is suitable for those for whom compactness is the main thing. There are a lot of models. The main advantages are easy and convenience of storage when assembled. Dual suspension bike, like over there, is a bicycle with suspension on both wheels. Expensive, but for off-road a great choice. It can be recognized by a shock absorber inside the frame. BMX, street, dirt bikes. These bikes are for tricks and jumps. It's uncomfortable for ride for any distances. Maybe I missed someone type else. Please write in the comments um, what I missed and what type of bikes additionally you know. Advice for anyone who wants to buy a bike and doesn't know what he needs and hasn't ridden anywhere. Take a beginner level cross-country bike. They called hardtail or MTB as well, so it will be best choice. Later you can choose the more adventure option and choose other type of bike. Did you choose? Go ahead. Brands. It's clear that the most of production is in China, but well-known brands at least taking care of the quality that they produce. Many brands have lifetime frame warranties and multi-years warranties on components. They must be looked at in relations to each specific bike. Scott, Merida, Trek, Specialized, Cannondale, Giant, Swain, a lot of them. Do you find something unfamiliar? Just look it up in Wikipedia. If there is nothing about this bike, forget about it. Yes, brands affect the price, but you are looking for a used bike, so it should be cheaper. The most common materials that they are used for the manufacture of the bicycles frames are steel, aluminum, carbon and titanium. Also, I heard about magnesium alloys for the frames, but I never saw it in reality. So let's start from steel. The most common types of steel, they are ordinary steel, is the simplest and the most affordable material. It's subject to rust, heavy, and not very durable. Next is high ten, the more advanced steel, heavy, capable of withstanding a large weight, and has resistance to rust. And the last one is chromomolybden. Is an expensive chromomolybden steel, light and more reliable than other types of steel. Next, aluminum. Aluminum in alloys is used to make bicycles more often than steel. The main reason that the weight is less is one of the most important advantages, providing quick acceleration and the effective rise uphill. Also, the positive features of aluminum alloys include corrosion resistance. The weaknesses of aluminum frame: poor rolling due the small weight, it's rapidly accelerated and also stops rapidly if you don't continue pedaling. Tighten. That is the lack of vibration from blows. Cyclists who weigh less 70 kilograms should give performance to other materials. Their service life is about 10 years, after which there is a high probability of cracks. And of course, aluminum is low for repairs. Next is carbon bicycle frames or carbon fiber. Bicycles frames for this material are very light, have excellent characteristics, but expensive, therefore they are mostly suitable for professionals. The advantages of carbon in additional to weight can be called strength and flexibility. It can be of any shape and rigidity. And the weakness of the design of such material are in the high cost and the dependence of reliability of the quality of exception. Titanium bicycle frames. Titanium frames, this material combines the properties of steel and aluminum. The advantages of titanium bicycle frames, are the high level of strength, even off-road is good. Small weight, a regular titanium frame has weight of 1.8 kilograms, and titanium frame with double button from 1.4 kilograms. Softness extinguishes vibration from blows even better than steel. Durability will be reliable for 20 years. The weaknesses of titan frame: high price, not the best dynamic for the flat coating, and practically it doesn't repairable. In order not to make a mistake with the materials of the bicycle frames, it's necessary to take into account the riding style. Steel is suitable in order to ride on asphalt, and it qualitatively rolled dirt road. Aluminum alloys are universal. Carbon is used manually for highway bicycles, and titanium alloys are indispensable for travel. Are you alive? Size of the frame. If you buy sneakers for yourself, even used, you choose the right size for yourself. Absolutely the same is here. Bicycles have their own size, which depends on the growth of the rider. If you bought oversized or undersized, you will be more tired, even if at first it seems that everything is fine. You don't need to experiment with it. Here is the chart of Scott bikes, but always double check, depending on the brand, what size you have on the company website. Names and marking may vary. Sex. I don't mean the process, I mean gender. Yes, there are some bikes for ladies, for girls, and some for boys. Bikes could have other frames for women bikes and 100% other saddles. Keep this in mind when choosing. Sold with the type of bike, its size, now it's time to watch ads. Advertisements should be detailed, but not copy-paste from the official site. For example, all description, model of the bike must be written in details. Its equipment, if something has changed, it might be indicate when it was done as well. The same as for the car. On the official website, you can check the parameters of the bike and perhaps to see some discrepancies with what is actually offered to you. Before you see the bike, find out from the seller the availability of documents for the bike. Manual, passports, bill from the store, serial number of the bike. It should be. Otherwise, there is a risk of buying a stolen bike and the police can easily take it from you and give it back to a past owner. And you would have nothing. No money, no bike. There are no documents. There is no subject for conversation. But the serial number, also you can check this bike in the databases for theft if such services are existed in your country. I live in Montenegro and this is not available here. Therefore, I warn, if seller has documents, ask about profiles in Strava, Commute or other apps for cyclists. They may be the whole history of the bike, real mileage, how and where it was riding. It shows high responsibility of seller who really loves his bike. If everything is fine and you still haven't lost the desire to buy a bike, then you can make an appointment with a seller. Note, you can't buy used bike online and have it sent to you by post mail. There may be a problem when you trying to return it back. Next you will understand why. For inspection tips, take work gloves, a multi-tool and a chain stretch device with you. Instead, you can take a caliper. You come to see a bike, it must be clean, without any stickers, bags, and other handed stuff. Everything must be visible. If dirty, ask to wash it. First, look at the bike geometry. Everything might look symmetric without any skewness. You can try to ride without using your hands. Bike must ride directly and don't tumble to the sides. Then let's look at the frame. It's most important. You can change any components and assemblies, but a frame change is a new bike. We are looking for cracks on the frame, at the C-post entry and on the head tube. Also look at the chain stays. There should be no cracks, traces of repair, manual welding. If they are, that's all. Refusing to buy. Even if the bike made well, the seam can burst. Next, look for chipped paint, varnish and scuffs. It's not a problem, but this is an occasion to bargain and bring down the price. Next step is to look the upgrade. What had changed? Ask why it changed. If the owner has previous part before the upgrade, that's perfect. Next, look at the front fork. It should be without scratches. Try to move by pressing on it. There should be any problems. Check the fork blocking. Ask when it was last serviced. The fork must be serviced plus minus 1500 kilometers or once per year per 2 years. If it has never been serviced, this is the reason to bargain again. Well, service cost about 50 bucks for the maintenance of the fork. Let's look at the wheels. Interested in rims. They should be free of dents and cracks. Roll the wheel for out of truth. Fill each wheel spoke. If one or more are over tightened and the rest are not, then there is a risk that the wheel is cracked. It's all flexible, but once again, reason to cut the price. Backlash axles, carriage, steering. Ride your bike and listen carefully. Only tires are noise. If yes, that's a good, but not more. Try rocking the pedals to see if there is play in the bottom bracket. The handlebar should fall freely on one of the other side without any remarks. Check out the gears, chain. Is it stretched? Cassette and chain ring condition. Also during the test drive, check the smoothness of the gear shift, check right through everything. Even if there are 30 of them, everything should switch smoothly without problems. After the test trip, find out when the chain and cassette were changed and voice back, argue if needed, your comments. If the chain is dirty, then oil lubricant is used. If doesn't, that was a paraffin. If the chain creaks like the door of hell, there is no lubricant at all. And this is the serious claim to the seller. Brake system. If the brakes are hydraulic, find out when the pads were last time changed. Look closely at the brake cables. There shouldn't be any smuggles on it, from brake levers to brake calipers. Everything might be dry. Check them out on the right. Raise the bike and hit the brakes. If the handle has fallen almost to the grip, it means that there is air in the brake system, and that also proposition for seller to decrease the price. Also check all cables for integrity and accuracy of the ends. If everything suits you, negotiate a price. Once again, talk about all cons that you found. Get a discount. The sale agreement doesn't interfere with this transaction at all. You buy a transport, especially if it's not cheap. And that's all. Go ahead. After purchase, be sure to go through bike services and the service center and start the life of your bike with new page. Enjoy your rides and enjoy your new bike. Good luck. See you.